Dear friends in Dhamma, today I don't just offer you words, I offer you a seed, a single seed of thought. It's light, small, and easy to overlook, yet it holds the potential to grow into a vast Bodhi tree of peace. Here is the seed. This moment is enough. It sounds simple, doesn't it? But within these few words lies the remedy for despair, the nectar of joy, and the doorway to freedom. Say it slowly to yourself. This moment is enough. Feel what arises. Let me take you into a story. A true one, though perhaps veiled in metaphor. Every part of it is rooted in the Dhamma. It's the story of a man, a forest, and the whisper of a bodhisattva. The story of Sārin and the Lantern of Stillness. Once long ago, but not so long that it has been forgotten, a man named Sārin wandered deep into the forest of Dhammapada. He had once been a wealthy merchant, but the tides of karma, sharp as blades, took everything from him: his home, his family, his fortune, even his voice. In grief and silence, he fled from society, seeking refuge among the trees. Sārin carried a lantern with him. It wasn't lit with fire, but with longing. He believed that if he could find a place where the world stopped spinning, maybe, just maybe, his pain would stop too. Days turned into weeks. His feet bled from roots and thorns. But the forest offered no answers, only silence. One evening, utterly spent, Sārin collapsed beneath a Bodhi tree that rose tall like a monk in deep meditation, still, vast, aware. He wept, not loudly, but with the silent sorrow of someone who has forgotten how to hope. As night fell, a breeze stirred, and a voice whispered, not from outside, but from deep within, "This moment is enough." He opened his eyes, no one around, just the wind, a memory, a dream. Then it came again. You run from your past. You chase the future, but the present, you carry it like a burden, not a blessing. What if you set it down? What if, just for now, you simply sit? Dear listeners, that voice, that whisper, is the Dhamma. It speaks when we are still enough, broken enough, quiet enough to hear. In that moment, Sārin stopped resisting. He stopped planning how to fix his life. He just sat. He breathed. And for the first time in months, he noticed the breath was still coming. The wind was cool. The pain wasn't forever. The moment, this very moment, was enough. And in that simple act of letting go, he touched the edge of liberation. Now, some of you might wonder, Ajahn, how can such a simple phrase, "this moment is enough," be powerful? Where's the magic? The magic, dear friends, is in the stopping. We exhaust ourselves chasing a better job, a better partner, a better version of ourselves, and all that reaching drains our energy. But when we pause and say, "This moment is enough," we reclaim our energy. We arrive in the present, where suffering bites less. We become the eye of the storm. Even if life is burning around you, the present moment holds one untouched space. Awareness, that quiet, steady knowing that observes pain without being consumed by it. That is the miracle. The Buddha's teaching, Santutthi, contentment. The Buddha called this Santutthi, contentment. It's not laziness, it's not giving up. It's a noble satisfaction with what is. It doesn't mean we stop striving. It means we strive without hating where we are. As the Buddha says in the Dhammapada, contentment is the highest wealth. Think about that. You already have the treasure you are looking for, if only you stop searching for it in all the wrong places. When you say, "This moment is enough," you awaken 3 powers. Let me share with you the 3 hidden powers of this simple thought. 1. The power of returning. You return from the endless time travel of the mind. Most of your pain isn't about now. It's about then or what if. But right now, how are you? Sit. Breathe. Are you not still here? 2. The power of non-resistance. Pain often becomes suffering when we resist it. But when you say this is enough, something softens, the body loosens, the mind exhales. It may not remove the pain, but it removes the panic. 3. The power of gratitude. Even in chaos, if you can whisper, "This moment is enough," a seed of gratitude awakens. You notice things, the warmth of tea, the shade of a tree, the kindness of a stranger. These are not small things, these are jewels. The fire of transformation. How does the story of Sārin end? He didn't become rich again. He didn't find his family. No, he became a monk, not out of bitterness, but because he had tasted something sweeter, peace. Years later, when he taught others, he didn't give long sermons. He spoke only one phrase: "This moment is enough," and those who truly listened found healing. Now, dear friends, I offer you a simple practice. Sit quietly, close your eyes, take one gentle breath, and ask yourself, what in this moment is already enough? Maybe it's your breath. Maybe it's the fact that you made it through a difficult week. Maybe it's just the sound of birds outside your window. Whatever it is, see it, feel it, bow to it. Then gently say, plant this seed every day and let it bloom, not into noise but into peace, not into fireworks but into freedom. A quiet garden no suffering can burn down. When it's hard to say it, you might wonder, "Hey John, what if I'm in deep pain? Illness, heartbreak, betrayal. How can this moment possibly be enough?" Start small. Maybe the pain is overwhelming, but can you be grateful for just one breath, one heartbeat, one tear? That means you're still here, still alive. And that, however small, is a doorway. Walk through it gently. Even the Buddha faced storms. But again and again he returned to the present, because that is where Mara cannot reach you. That is where freedom lives. What are you becoming? Let me ask you something simple. What are you becoming right now? A better person? A more successful worker? A more peaceful meditator? The urge to become something, anything, different from what we are. That subtle dissatisfaction is the root of our restlessness. It's the ghost haunting the machine of our lives. The Buddha taught us to see this clearly. Becoming, bhava, leads to birth, jati, and birth leads to suffering. Why? Because becoming never ends. You become this, then want to become that. It's a treadmill that never stops, and the scenery never really changes. But the Dhamma whispers, stop running, sit, breathe. This moment is enough. When you stop trying to become, you begin to simply be. And in that being, you wake up. The parable of the storm seeker. Let me share a story. In the ancient kingdom of Velantri, there lived a young seeker named Tisaro. Born under a comet, many believed he was destined for greatness. But for Tisaro, greatness wasn't fame or fortune. It was silence, deep, unshakable silence. He wandered from temple to temple, sat with teachers, memorized sacred texts, fasted beneath waterfalls. Still, his mind would not rest. One evening, a wandering monk told him, if you truly seek silence, walk into the eye of the storm. So, Tisaro did the unthinkable. He climbed Mount Janaka during the monsoon season, a place where storms roared like lions and winds could strip bark from trees. Lightning crackled all around him. Still, he sat on a stone, closed his eyes, and breathed. At first, terror, then resistance, then exhaustion, and then a single breath. Within that breath, stillness. He opened his eyes. The storm still raged, but inside, nothing moved. He had entered the present. He had stopped becoming. He had found enough. Tisaro returned to his village and spoke only one sentence before disappearing again. When I stopped seeking silence, I became it. The modern mind and the ancient cure. You and I aren't so different from Tisaro. We live in storms of our own making, deadlines, drama, buzzing phones, and the endless thirst for approval. But what if I told you the ancient cure still works? You don't have to climb a mountain. You just have to stop climbing in your mind. Right now, as you read these words, can you rest in this breath? Can you feel that as you are enough? This isn't laziness, it's clarity. 3 layers of enough. Let me walk you through 3 ways to experience enoughness in this very moment. 1. Physical enoughness. Close your eyes. Feel your body. It's breathing. It's alive. That alone is a miracle. You don't need 6-pack abs or eternal youth. This body, just as it is enough to awaken. 2. Emotional enoughness. Sad, angry, lonely, all of that is welcome. Don't push it away. Say to your feelings, you too belong. In that acceptance, the poison drains out. 3. Spiritual enoughness. You don't need more teachings, more blessings, more hours on the cushion. All you need is awareness. This mind in this moment is the whole path. Nothing is missing. Meditation practice, the lamp of enough. Let's sit together now, wherever you are. Find a steady posture. Let your hands rest naturally. Close your eyes. Take 3 slow, conscious breaths. Now silently say, let your thoughts rise and fall like waves. If judgment comes, say, even this is enough. If boredom arises, whisper, this too belongs. Keep returning to this phrase. It isn't an escape, it's a homecoming. When enoughness feels impossible. Some of you are facing immense pain, grief, illness, loss. You might say, Ajahn, how can this moment be enough when I feel like I'm falling apart? And I'd say this, you don't have to like this moment, but you can still rest in it. Think of a winter tree, no leaves, no blossoms. Still, it stands. It doesn't fight the snow. It doesn't beg for spring. It waits quietly. That is enough. You too can stand through the storm without breaking. And sometimes that stillness is enlightenment in disguise. Blessings from the forest. Here in the forest monastery, the trees don't chase success. The deer don't compare themselves. The clouds don't rush. Yet everything thrives. Why? Because they live according to Dhamma, nature's truth, and that truth says, what you are right now is a valid part of awakening. Don't fast forward, don't rewind, just watch. Breathe, trust, let this moment be your teacher, let your breath be your scripture, let enough be your mantra. We have touched it, we have honored it. Now it's time to go deeper, to turn that fleeting moment of enoughness into a field of wisdom. A radiant silence, a blooming lotus stretching beyond the mind's habitual edges. Let's not visit the present moment like tourists. Let's live here, build our home here, take off our sandals at the doorstep of now and walk barefoot into freedom. The problem of more. In every heart, there's a whisper. I need more. More peace, more insight, more progress. Even in the Dhamma, this quiet virus of craving sneaks in. We sit to meditate, not because we love the silence, but because we want something out of it. We chase awakening like it's a certificate. But the ancient ones, they smiled at this. Even the Buddha smiled at this, because awakening is not more, it's less. Less clinging, less seeking, less fabrication, and eventually, even the idea of less dissolves. So what's left? A smile, a stillness, a silence that needs no audience. The story of Aravata and the silent gate. Let me tell you about a merchant who became a sage. His name was Aravata. He was rich, clever, and restless. He had ships on every ocean, silk from every village, spices from every jungle. Yet he could not sleep. One night, after his 4th nightmare of losing it all, he sat up and whispered, "What's the point of all this?" And so he left. He disguised himself as a beggar and wandered for 7 years, searching for peace. He met sages, mystics, magicians. None could help. Until one dusty evening, he stumbled upon a silent monastery. At its gate sat an old monk, who hadn't spoken in 30 years. Aravata asked, "What is the Dhamma?" Silence. He asked again, louder, "What is the end of suffering?" Still, nothing. Frustrated, Aravata shouted, "You just sit there doing nothing while the world burns?" The monk slowly opened one eye and replied with 5 simple words, "Doing nothing is the answer." Aravata froze. For the first time in his life, he had no words. He sat beside the monk, and in that deep silence, something ancient stirred awake. Years passed. Aravata forgot the world of gold and became gold himself. He was later known as the silent merchant. He never taught with words, only stillness, because he had discovered this. When the mind stops grasping for more, the jewel reveals itself. Ask yourself, what does your mind feel like when it's no longer chasing? No plans, no regrets, no comparing, just this. And then a smile arises. Not necessarily on your lips, but in your heart. A smile with no cause, not born from praise or success. It rises from emptiness, from a mind that realizes all the running was never needed. The Buddha called this pamoja, inner gladness. It's not fireworks, it's not loud, it's the soft golden light of early morning. And from it naturally comes tranquility, concentration, and liberating insight. So, dear meditators, don't seek the spectacle, look for the smile. Let's sit together now. Find a comfortable posture. Let your spine rise like a tree. Gently close your eyes. Bring your attention to the breath, soft and natural. Now say silently, "There is nothing to fix, nothing to chase, nothing to fear." Let the breath cradle you. Let the silence hold you. If thoughts arise, smile at them. Let them pass like clouds in a vast sky. And now, say softly, "This stillness is my home." Feel the gentle smile inside you. Trust it, let it guide you. When silence feels empty, some of you may say, "Ajahn, when I stop chasing, all I feel is nothing. Just blank." Yes. The mind is so used to stimulation it mistakes peace for boredom. But hear this, silence isn't absence, it's presence without noise. If you feel empty, ask, who is feeling this? The one observing the blankness is not blank, it is aware. And that awareness, if you rest in it, becomes luminous. Don't fear emptiness, it is the doorway. Beyond it is freedom. The parable of the golden pot. A young monk once asked his teacher, "Why do I feel no joy in meditation?" The teacher handed him a golden pot filled with clear water. "Shake it," he said. The novice did. The water turned cloudy. "Now wait," the teacher instructed. Minutes passed. The silt settled. The water cleared. And at the bottom, the gold gleamed. "You see," said the master, "you are not unhappy. You are just stirred. Sit still long enough, and your true nature will shine. That gold is already within you. You don't need to make it. You simply uncover it." How to live this wisdom in daily life? You might ask, how do I carry this stillness into my noisy life? The answer isn't to change your life, but to change how you live it. When you eat, eat. Feel the texture, taste the flavor, let it be enough. When you speak, speak slowly. Let each word drop like a pebble in a pond. When you walk, feel each footstep. Let the earth beneath be enough. You may not live in a forest monastery, but you can be a forest in the world, rooted, alive, unshaken. Every moment is an altar, every breath a prayer. When you live this way, your life becomes meditation, not just sitting, but being. Why the world needs your silence. The world is starving for noise, for validation, for more. But you can be different. Your silence is medicine. Your enoughness is a mirror. When people see you resting in presence without needing to chase, prove, or perform, something shifts in them. You don't need to preach. Just be. Be the candle in a storm. Be the mountain unmoved. Be the soft smile in a shouting crowd. Let's close with one of the most radical teachings. The peace you seek has never been missing. It is unborn, unmade, undying. It doesn't come from effort. It's revealed when effort ceases. It is the silent mind, a mind that smiles, a heart that trusts, a presence that no longer fears the present. Let the world do what it does. Let the body age. Let the thoughts come and go. You rest at the center because, dear one, this moment isn't just enough. It is sacred. It is pure. It is both the path and the goal. May your days be gentle. May your breath be a friend. May your silence teach the world, and when all else fades, may this truth remain. You were never missing. You were simply waiting. Now you are home. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.